The polynomial is denoted by px. Now they are saying px is being divided by this quadratic expression and you are getting a remainder of 3x plus 2. Now we need to find the value of a and b. So what a lot of you will do, you will do, okay, x squared minus x plus 1 and it's being divided by this polynomial px. Okay, this is one way of doing, but the problem with this one is you must be really good in your algebra in order to do this correctly. I can show you. Okay, let's see quickly. Now you need 2x squared. Only then when you multiply you're going to get 2x power 4. Okay, you do the next one now. You're going to get minus 2x cubed and the last one will give you plus 2x squared. Is this method easy for you? If yes, then this is for you. Okay, make sure you put a minus and a bracket so that you avoid any possible careless mistake. So what I'm going to do, I have a here. Minus into a minus is a plus. So you need to do this very carefully. So I'm going to get a plus 2x cubed. And how about the next? Plus b minus 2. See, these are the common mistake. Why am I making this mistake? Because I'm quite fast. You need to be able to write in the descending power of your x. See, if you have x squared here, the next one must be x squared and then a x and then a constant term. So be very careful. I have a x squared here and this is my bx. Go slow, steady. What will I get? I'm going to get minus 2x squared plus bx and minus 1. Now next layer. See, what do you have for your x cube? The coefficient of my x cube now is a plus 2. So what will you be writing here? So this kind of algebraic manipulation can be confusing for student. But you keep trying because you already started with this process. I'm going to put plus a plus 2 and an x. Okay, now I will erase this one and I will show you again what's happening. Okay, if you're fast, then you can do quickly. So you take this and you multiply. What will you get? Of course, you get a plus 2x cubed. So that you can cancel the term. Now you do with the next one. So you're going to get minus a plus 2x squared. And the last one is going to be a plus 2x. Now you need to minus all of these terms. So be quite careful when you are doing this manipulation. Similarly, see, do I have an x squared and x squared here? Yes. So I need to do that separately. So minus 2 plus a and then plus 2. So if you are not so sure, what you can do very slowly. You can do separately. See, do this minus with this one first. So what are you going to get? You're going to get a plus 2. You write separately here. And then there is a minus 2 on top. So minus 2. When you cancel everything, you're going to get a. So you can do slow, steady. Okay? A x squared. Now do for the next one. Plus b minus a minus 2x and then a minus 1. So you can go one more layer now. Because I have a coefficient of x squared as a here now. So I can do what? Plus a. Okay, now you try. You're going to get ax squared minus ax plus a. Okay, let's minus again one last time. So that's going to give me b minus 2x minus 1 minus a. Now, will I be doing more? No. Because how do you stop? When do you know you can stop? You look at this power here. The power here is x squared. And you got a power lesser than that. So you can actually stop. You can't continue anymore. Now what do we call this as? These are my remainder. So you can compare with what is given in your question. So they are saying you have 3x plus 2. Therefore, b minus 2 is equal to 3. Where my b is equal to 5. Minus 1 minus a is equal to 2. Therefore, my a value is going to be minus 3. This is one way. You do by long division. What is the other way of solving? If you are not so fancy about this technique, you can always use the concept method. What is 11 divided by 2? How would you do this in primary? Won't you do something like this? 5 times by 2, you will get a 10, then you minus 1. So another way of writing 11 is, it's actually the 5, your divisor, multiplied with the quotient. And then you plus with your remainder. Okay, I try writing here. This is my divisor, this is my quotient, and I add with my remainder. And that will give me my polynomial. So you use this idea to express your question now. So what I can do? 2x power 4 plus ax cube plus bx minus 1 is equal to, okay, look at this. I am having my divisor. Do I know my divisor? Yes, it's x squared minus x plus 1. And then your quotient. You are not so sure of your quotient. Just leave it like this. And then you plus your remainder, which is 3x plus 2. Okay, let's continue from here. I copy this downward. Okay, now, can you please think what kind of quotient will you get? See, you are trying to get something in terms of power of 4. So, what multiply with x squared will give you x power 4? Don't you think it must be a term in x squared? And you know that by logic, it needs to be 2x squared. You look at what I have here. I only have 3x plus 2. So, the x power 4 is not going to affect anything from this part remainder here. Okay, so logic will tell you you are getting 2x squared, and then you know that this one is going to be a quadratic factor. Okay, so how do you write a quadratic? It's ax squared plus bx plus c. Now you already know your a value, but then don't get confused. There is a in the question and there is a b in the question. So can you use bx plus c? So you better avoid. You use something else. Maybe in my case, I'm going to use px plus by q. And then you do your expansion very slowly. Slow and steady. You take the 2x squared, you multiply with this. So I'm going to get 4x power 4. 2x power 4 minus 2x cube plus 2x squared. Now I'm going to go and do the other layer. I'm going to take my px and I'm going to multiply with this. So I will get px cube. So when I write it, I align with the x cube terms, so that it is very easy for me to analyze later on. Then I get minus px squared plus by cube. Okay? What do I mean by aligning? You look at this. I am aligning the x cube vertically like this. I am aligning the x squared term vertically. Okay, now I will do for the last one, which is my q. So I'll take this q and I will multiply with all of this again. I get q x squared. It's a plus. And then I get minus q x. And I get a plus q. I realized that I actually made the blue part. Can you see here? I think I actually made a mistake. It's supposed to be px cube, correct? Px squared, correct? And then it's a px. So this term is wrong. Yeah, I'll erase and do back. So this is a px. Okay, don't forget your 3x plus 2, your remainder, and you align them as well. So it's 3x plus by 2. Okay, now let's solve. You're going to get 2x power 4 plus p minus 2x cube plus 2 plus q minus p x squared. See, isn't it very easy when you write them vertically? P plus 3 minus qx plus q plus 2. Okay, now next step, what are we going to do? We're going to compare the coefficient. I have x cube here and I have x cube here, so I can compare. I have bx here and I have my x terms here. And then I have my constant term, which is minus 1. I'm going to compare with this. So what will happen to this part here? There is this part here, right? There is no x cube term over here. So you know that the coefficient is equal to 0. Now you start solving. So p minus 2 is exactly my a. B is equal to p plus 3 minus q. And minus 1 is equal to q plus 2. So easily you know your q is minus 3. You take that and you put here. So p plus by 6. I don't know what is my p value, so I cannot continue. I need to use this one now. 2 plus q minus p is equal to 0. So you can use your q here. P is minus 1. Then you substitute. You will get b value as 5. I take this and I put it here. And I also put it here. My a value is 3. B value is 5. You compare with your long division. See whether it is the same or not. See, a is minus 3. B is equals to 5. 5. So you can choose whichever method you like. It's either the long division, or long division is really long and it can be tedious, or you just compare the coefficient by expansion method.